Hi, this is Sam Greenberg, and the other person on this project is Maceo Asturas, and we are the Greywater Reclamation Team working with Arcosanti. So just a quick overview of water reclamation for those of you who aren't familiar. You have two main types of wastewater, and that's your black water and your gray water. Now the main difference between these two is that black water contains a lot more organic material than gray water, and thus it requires a lot more rigorous treatment. So your black water comes from like your toilets and your kitchens, like kitchen sinks, dishwashers, while your gray water is going to be more like your sinks in your bathroom, in utility rooms, your showers, your dishwasher, or sorry, not your dishwasher, so your washing machine, and other appliances like that. And then common reuses of this wastewater currently is like your outdoor hoses, for example, or utility room hoses, or water reflushing in toilets, things like that. Really, they just try to avoid human contact with it. So just a quick background about Arcosanti. They are a model sustainability community focused on the concept of arcology, which is basically trying to combine nature with architecture to try to create a more sustainable community to serve as a model commune for other communities to be based off of. So a big thing that they do in some of their buildings is they separate their gray water from their black water, and what that allows you to do is it allows you to treat your black water and your gray water separately. And if you remember back to the previous slide, black water requires a lot more rigorous treatment than gray water does. So they currently filter their gray water to the point where it can be used to water grass, which we'll show in the following slide. So that requires treatment already. However, they would like to reclaim their gray water further and use it to grow crops for human consumption with, which requires a lot more regulations, as it should. So just a quick overview of their current solution. Their current gray water pumping systems on the left, they have a lot of piping that we got to look at throughout it. And then on the right, you can see where that purple pipe goes to. So that's their current gray water holding tank, where it's kind of like sits after it's been filtered. However, it can't really sit for long. That's more of a logistical thing, which if you're on the project, you'll be familiar with. There's a regulation controlling that, but that's beside the point for the moment. In the middle is their patch of grass that they water with it. There's obviously more than just that one patch, but that's just an example of how they're currently reusing it. Here's a quick overview of the site. So on the top is an image taken from Google Maps. You see that little blue dot in the center. We're right next to that where we took the pictures. So there's kind of a lay of the land. We're actually pretty much right on top of the gray water system. If you remember where that tank was taken, we're just a couple feet away from that. Below this, there's more open land as well, in addition to a greenhouse. And some of the things that they've expressed interest in using the water for is in that greenhouse and maybe a patch of land. We're still really trying to finalize an exact problem statement, but those are just possible directions we could take that. Design requirements. So we have to filter water to ADEC requirements for agriculture, which stands for the Arizona Department of Environmental Quality. There are a lot of regulations, more than we could have contained in this video. If you're interested, I'd be more than happy to go over them with you. It's also something you're working on the project, we familiarize you with. We have summaries of the important ones that pertain to our project. We also need a low operating cost, both in terms of finance and capital. Arcosanti is not overflowing with money, almost nobody is. So we would like to try to keep this on the cheaper side if we can. And also in terms of capital, they don't have a lot of people living out there. So in terms of, having people to regularly make repairs and restock things, we would like to try to avoid that as much as possible to, maintain a low capital operating cost and also a low initial cost. So the quote they gave us was around $500,000 to $2 million. However, that was for a black water solution. We do not yet have a definite quote from them on how much water they would be giving to the gray water, but it would be substantially less than this amount of money. Moving forward, we have to expand the team. So currently, I'm going to be the only person sticking on. I'm a chemical engineering major. I would like to recruit, possibly one or two more chemical people to help do the filtration, another civil person to try to help with piping and building the infrastructure necessary, and environmental to kind of bridge the gap there, help with the filtration, also help with the implementation of the actual system itself, mechanical to help with any physical parts of the filtration systems, or most likely be moving parts and pumps and things like that. An electrical engineering computer science major to try to help implement the final system, as probably to program, okay, this is when we're going to run the system, and then that needs to be wired, we hit 3,000 gallons, turn off, or things like that. The next step is we're going to continue to annotate regulations, maintain regular contact with Arcosanti. This is, again, just trying to really nail down our problem statements so that we can design for it and kind of, be more in the same headspace about where this project's going. And then once we have that done, we're going to start brainstorming and researching solutions. Personally, I'm going to keep doing this over the summer. I hope to have, by the start of the fall semester, a defined problem statement and already start brainstorming solutions to hit the ground running, and so we can start building and testing next semester, prototyping, things like that. Contact, that's my lovely face there. I'm Sam Greenberg, currently the project lead from the EPICS side. I'm a second semester sophomore in chemical engineering, so I'll be first semester junior next year. There's my contact information. Please, if you have any questions, reach out to me. I'd be more than happy to answer them. If you're at all interested, I'd be happy to meet with you. There's Arcosanti's website there. You can also Google Arcosanti. It'll be the first one that pops up if you'd like to know more about them. Thank you for your time, and again, feel free to reach out to me. Thank you.